Are You OK Day is on Thursday, September the 10th this year. It's a day that reminds us to check in with our mates and make sure that everyone's coping okay. 2020's been a very challenging year for everyone, particularly around being a little bit isolated perhaps and not having the opportunity to go to the pub on Friday night or catch up for coffee. So check in with your friends, make sure that they're doing okay, and if they have an issue, be prepared to listen to them and be prepared to check and maybe get some professional support. There will be lots of links on our website for places that you can go to get that professional support, and just continue to check in with them later. If you've made a recommendation or suggested something, just follow up a little bit later on and just check that they're not ready for a coffee or a beer at the pub, and ask, are you okay, and listen to them.
Are You OK Day is a really important day. However, I think that people do feel nervous to ask others if they're not okay, and we often do know when people aren't okay, but we're nervous to ask because we sometimes don't know what to do next. There are lots and lots of services available now by phone or online, but as your local doctor, as your GP, we can certainly help people navigate these difficult times in their lives. When you ring and make an appointment, or if the person who's asked you, are you okay, wants to make an appointment for you, then let them, because there's lots of things we can do and talk about. It's good if it's a double appointment, so if you're prepared to let reception know that I want to talk to the doctor about my mental health, then more time can be given, because once you get started talking, sometimes there's lots to talk about. But if not, we do what we can in the time frame. But I do believe mental health is up there with your physical health. You get your annual check, you even get your car gets a checkup. Your brain and your mind and your soul needs a checkup as well. And I think that as doctors in the community, we can offer a very valuable service to people. So don't forget about your GP.
That on every day of the year we should support people who may be struggling. But there is more to say after Are You Okay? Ask, are you okay? Listen to them. Support action. Check in on your family, friends and workmates. For more information, go to areyouok.org.au.
My name's Dave Meldrum. I'm from the Tasmanian Fire Service, and I'm here to ask you, are you okay? The reason I'm here to ask, are you okay, is because I've had a brother-in-law and our organisation has suffered from suicide. It's a very personal thing to me and my family, and they've shown the courage and resilience to move forward with it. I don't want to see any other families suffer from the same thing. So by asking a simple question, are you okay, means that you're giving someone the opportunity. Please listen. It's very, very important to listen and understand, and listen with a hearing ear that's going to give those people the opportunity to download the information they need and get the help they require. Are you okay is one of the most important things you can ask someone. Just be prepared to listen.
Are you okay is a fantastic question to ask. It means that we care, it means that we're concerned about someone and we want to have that conversation. It's a really easy question to ask as well, but sometimes when we get that no, I'm not okay, we can kind of hit a bit of a wall and feel a little bit stumped. And so I just wanted to give you a couple of tips on what happens if you get a no from someone, no, I'm not okay. It can be important to say, thank you for telling me that. Thank you for being honest and open. express care and concern and say, look, I am worried about you, and I'm glad that you've said that you're not okay, and I really want to hear about what's going on for you. I've got some time, I want to listen, I care about you. So just reassuring the person that you've got the time, you're confidential, you want to hear about what's going on is really important. When people say no for the first time, often, no one's asked them before until you've asked them. And then when they say no, they're kind of really putting themselves out there. So it's a moment of feeling really vulnerable and not kind of feeling safe. People are often quite fragile if they're experiencing a mental health problem or high stress. And so saying no is a really big deal for them. So we've got to really handle it sensitively. And we want them to do the majority of the talking. We don't want to be doing a whole lot of talking. We want to be doing a lot of listening. So there's little things that we can do to help them keep talking. So obviously just using body language and nodding and using appropriate eye contact, open body language, just our normal caring sounds of, okay, tell me more about that. I see, it sounds difficult. Just some phrases like that can really help people continue talking. And talking is so therapeutic. It might sound like, well, we're not getting anything done, we're not fixing anything, because we're not here to fix it, we're just here to listen. But it's so therapeutic. I think it's just something about the way humans are wired. We need to talk to people, and we can't deal with everything in life alone. We can't do it all ourselves.
If my friend wasn't okay, I would help them and cheer them up, and I would be their friend, and I wanted to answer my friends when they're not happy.
Are you okay? It's very difficult to express your vulnerability to people and to friends and family. But Are You OK Day is about asking people if they're okay. If you see a change in someone, if you see that someone might need some help, ask them if they're okay, and then follow up with them. And if you're not confident to follow up, then reach out to some services that are available to provide ongoing help. So there's a range of those services out there, and Tasmanian Police is obviously one of those services that are there for people who need help in difficult times. Particularly in the current environment where lots of people are under lots of different pressures and new pressures that we haven't come across before. It's a really important time to reach out to those people around you, and particularly your co-workers, your friends, your family, your loved ones, and just check on them and ask the question.
It's been a rough couple of months with the pandemic and everything that's been happening around the state and around the country. It's a really good time for us to check in and say, are you okay? It's been interesting for all of our families, and particularly for our children, I think so.
Yeah, so there's been so many changes with going to school and not going to school, and not having sport, not having birthday parties. So lots have been taken away from our children. Not being able to see grandparents and friends is really tough, and not really understanding why. So I think for our children, we really do need to check in. We need to talk to them lots. We need to look at the way they're behaving, because sometimes that can change a little bit, and you wonder who you've got. Little Johnny's not the same as he used to be. No. So I think it's really important to check in and listen to them, and just make sure that they're doing okay, and let them know that you're there for them, really.
Yeah, true, so true. The other people that we're really concerned about at the moment in our community are our new mums. A lot of them have given birth in scary situations, in isolation. The maternity ward was open, it wasn't. They couldn't have their family and friends there, they couldn't have their grandmas there to kind of support them in family members in those first few important weeks of being a new family. So our mums and dads, our new mums and dads, it's been really, really good if you could just check in on them. Are they okay? Do they need a hand? Can you help in some very small way? And if they do need a bit more support that you think that you can't give, ask them to check in with their child health nurse or their GP. And I know at the end of this little film there will be some other places that you can get some support for them. So yeah, but just check in on all of our families and our children and just say, are you okay? And that's the best thing you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
One of the areas I work in is with men's health, and I've been told a lot over time that men don't talk. My experience is that if you get a chance to get them in the right environment, in the right space, they don't know when to stop talking. So it's really important that we give people, regardless of their gender, a place to talk, appropriate, free and easy to chat to. And look, you don't have to be a professional to do that. It's about talking to your mates, your family, checking in with them. And if there's something that's there that's beyond what you know, then it's about referring them onto services and putting them in touch with phone numbers. There's lots around that they can talk to. So it's really important that we just give people the space, that we check in, even if we feel like we're repeating ourselves, and just to be there. Sometimes it's just hanging out with your mates is really important. Sometimes they'll say it's okay, but if you just hang out and spend some time, you soon realise that maybe there is something going on. So the other thing I talk to people about is noticing changes. So if you notice a change in yourself or somebody else, always encourage people to check in then, because sometimes that's our body's way of telling us that we are worried about something or stressing about something, and really important that we do something with that space.
This year has been challenging for us all, so now more than ever, it is important to keep the conversation going. How often have we asked someone, are you okay? And their response has been, yeah, I'm okay, because it's easier and may feel that their worries don't compare to others. Let's keep that conversation going and ask what's something positive that's been happening during their week, or what's something that they are finding challenging, and support one another. For me here in Melbourne, it's been quite difficult being away from close friends and family back in Tassie and not knowing when we'll be able to go home and visit or them come over and see us. So it's been quite challenging, but I've had them reach out and ask the question and constantly checking in, and whether that be by phone call or social media, and even receiving care packages. So let's make sure that we check in and we ask the question.
I believe in communities caring for each other, so I think Are You OK, gives that opportunity for, communities to have discussions and people to actually ask the question, are you OK? And so, really like the campaign and the idea of it. I think it's really important when people do ask, are you OK, to know what the next step is, because it can be really confronting when someone says, I'm not OK, and really important. And if nothing else, just say thank you for sharing that with me, because you might be reeling under what am I going to do next, but, thank you for sharing is a really valuable way to, gather your own wits, even while you're thinking about what you're going to do next, and there are, and then knowing sort of what resources are available to, to support that person.
I work as a counsellor in the wellbeing space. We just wanted to talk a little bit about Are You OK Day. It's on September the 10th, and it celebrates every year the fact that we need to get alongside people and ask how they're travelling. We need to do that, particularly given the current circumstances. We need to do that much more frequently than just on that one day. So get alongside somebody, ask how they're travelling, see what is going on in their life, particularly if you notice any significant change in somebody. If somebody's changed their personality, if they've changed their habits, just check out and see if they're doing okay.